Hello, and welcome back to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. I'm starting at the food place because otherwise I'll forget. But today, it's time to do more of the hub. I think I'm gonna still try to clear out the Elder Dragons. At least like one of the Kirins, because the Kirin rotates and I want to make sure that I clear it out, but... I don't think the Shigara Magala switches. It's been there every time. I know that these weren't always all there. I'm gonna start with a Kirin, which is gonna be just higher HP than the other stuff, but it's a lot of fun monsters to do. Do this one, because it's probably the more annoying version. Because the flag planting, it's not hard, it's just kind of... sure. The flag planting's just kind of... It drains your HP at the start. It's a cold area. Who is the king who is surveying? Or who is sending out surveyors? I'm so sad that the guild flag being extremely hot doesn't prevent you from taking the cold effect. Like a trade-off where... Sorry. A trade-off where you have to... You take some fire damage, like you can tick down, but you don't take the cold negative. Which, like, the cold negative is, I think, less bad. But I think it'd be interesting, like, if you want to not bring the necessary cool drink, but instead accept the damage from that, because you're good enough that you never get hit somehow, but you don't want your stamina draining so you can move around more, would be interesting. I don't think it'd be a good idea necessarily. I think it'd be interesting. I'm going to plant the flag. I'm not hunting the Kirin right away. I also don't know if I need to paintball the Kirin. I think it only goes in 6, 7, and 8, but... I don't even know why I feel like... There's something about the planting flag quest that's kind of, okay, yeah, sure, I'll do it, instead of just ignoring it. Very finicky. It's a very thin little climbable section. But as oh yeah, and you put it here, despite the fact that the flag goes on that pole, so you don't interact with the pole, you interact with that. It's very weird to me. But today is the day after some people were able to start playing the Wilds demo. And it is, apparently, very good. And I'm looking forward to being able to play it. I'm gonna paintball just in case. I'm pretty sure it doesn't leave the icy area, but... I'm playing it cautiously because I don't want to have to manually heal from all the flag damage I took. Yeah. Like, I think it's a reasonable number of monsters to fight a demo. From my understanding, there's a good amount. And I actually didn't check, but I'm pretty sure it's just the one locale, which is going to be cool to see. It'll be a great way to try out a lot of weapons, I think, because of how, I mean, it's short term, like a short time that it can be played, so it's limited in that way, but It's limited in a way where there's only a few monsters you can hunt. I think that'd be a good way to try out a bunch of weapons. And while some weapons might be bad against the monsters that are available, for all I know, it would at least be a good way to get, like, a better understanding of them relative to one another. Not bad idea. I got greedy. It's gonna be weird, though. Because I'm gonna be too used to this, like... That's garbage hitbox. I'm gonna be too used to this game. Having not played... Oh. Wow, how'd that not hit me? How was that not an attack? Having not played World or Rise in a little while... Move. Slightly too slow. It will be weird to go back to a game that actually has, like... That's fine. I think stuff like... Oh goodness, that was perfectly timed to be unavoidable. Let me pick up the item on the ground, please. Just go away. Thank you. But like a game that has... This is a very, we've gotten used to it, but it's fairly clunky feeling. Like, the rolling, you can't roll backwards, all that stuff makes it feel very clunky. To me. And like, it's not bad. It's just a different style, and getting used to... That was kind of lucky. It was intentional, but it was still lucky. Getting used to that, like, much freer style could pose a very slight challenge. It won't take long to get used to again, because most, you know, Souls games, all the hours in Rise, it'll be what I'm more used to, because even in this game I still occasionally mess up on my rolling and forget, or like get overtaken by muscle memory and try to roll backwards instead of turning around and then rolling. But it'll be really cool. I kind of want to try a lot of the weapons. There's plenty that I will be very bad at trying, like, if I try Gun Lance, I will probably do badly, because I don't even know how to use Gun Lance in other games, let alone a brand new game. Well, a demo for a brand new game that's not actually out yet, so it's not actually a new game, because it's not released, but... That's not the point. It's very clear ice. You basically don't get that. I would think. Like, it's very clear for what it probably should be. Oh. Meter ration. I wonder what Elder Dragons are going to be in Wilds. Like, if they're going to have Kirin again. If they're going to have Kushaladora again. I hope not. Kirin I'm kind of fine with, because, like, it's just kind of the small Elder Dragon. It has that... In my mind, it has that sort of specific role, where it's just like, oh no, this is the weak-looking Elder Dragon. That really isn't much of a dragon in aesthetic. It just won't stop moving. Why would it... It looked like it was preparing to charge, but then it does a lightning strike. That's actually exceptionally well timed by this Kirin. around. Ooh, that was a weird... That pattern didn't seem right. That last one occurred later than it should have. For where it was positioned. I really am... That was a bad hitbox. I'm really wondering how it will feel, because... How wilds will feel, because, like... It's new. There's any number of small ways that it could be changed that could be either feel great for gameplay or not ideal. It'll be very, very jarring to go from this to that, back to this. Oh, okay, the horn is broken, good. Like, going from, like, I think it's 30 FPS at most, with, like, I'm gonna say pretty bad graphics. Contextually, it's actually, I think, solid. But, like, in an absolute sense, the graphics are not great. Oh, not a kick. I thought that was gonna be a kick. Like, going from the FPS to the graphics, actually comparing them side by side would probably be incredibly jarring. Because even Rise, compared to this, is a very jarring difference in terms of, like, smoothness and stuff. So that's PC Rise versus Switch Gen U. I don't know if... I bet people have ways to mess with Gen U, not on an official Switch. Of course it missed entirely. Oop. 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 Good try. This is fine, doesn't need to hit. Yeah, that lightning strike, if you're against a wall and it is aimed behind you, it just disappears, which is kind of generous. Okay, that definitely didn't hit. I mean, it's not surprising that it did, in fact, hit, but it shouldn't have. Just move out of the corner. Move to the center of the zone. Actually, not having to deal with zone changes will be very welcome. Because it's just monsters constantly trying to fight in the corners where the zone transitions is always... It's more annoying than the transitions while hunting them. Like, it's actually not that bad. But, like, having to avoid going into a new zone while you're just trying to beat up a monster is the bad part about the zones, in my opinion. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, this is kind of what I don't like about Kirin, in this game at least. It is very committed to running, which makes sense, it's a horse creature. But it makes it take a little bit longer. I think there's some other monsters that I want to hunt. Because I think there's Need a list of weapons that I've... elemental weapons, elemental switch axes that I think would be a good idea to make. Okay, so the Dread King Rathalos seems like the fire one. Kirin looked to me like a good thunder option. Or the Volt Axe, which is Lagiacrus. I also have the old Fatalist, no idea. Thunderlode's an ogre. And there's Mundus, or Mundus Divinus, which is upgraded from the Worn Switch Axe that I don't know how you get it, probably random chance. Barioth and Kechawacha for ice and water. Yeah, I guess none of these are Glavenous or Gameth or any of them, so none of them are particularly higher priority. I'm gonna have to start melding all this stuff, aren't I? Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Well, I do have a slightly over leveled Switch Axe. I'm still using pretty much low rank armor, slightly better, 50 extra armor. I guess I have like... no equipment. I have maybe 20 to 40 extra attack. If it's 40, that's a lot more. It's probably more like 20. Compared to what I could have in low rank. And it's still only taking 13 minutes. Which is, again, it's low rank, it's easier. But I had always assumed it would take longer. Yes. Teostra's not here. I'm not doing Kirin again. Let's start from the left now. Glavenous. I haven't done Glavenous in a while. Ah, shoot, I actually have to check where it is, don't I? Jurassic Frontier. That's easy. Yeah. I wonder how inventory management's gonna feel in Wilds. I don't think it's gonna be fully, like the full, like crafting, maintaining inventories. I don't think that's gonna be fully experienceable through the demo. But I do wonder how it's gonna be on for the eventual release. Like whether it's gonna be somehow improved over World and or Rise in terms of... It's definitely better than Genu. World and Rise. Maybe it's gonna somehow be better than both of them. I don't know in what way. Maybe better identifiable icons, so flash bugs and thunder bugs don't look the same. That could be nice. It would lose a little bit of the charm. Not important charm, just a little bit though. Because there's a little bit of like, oh, these super repetitive images where the only differences are the colors, and then sometimes it's the same color, the same shape, totally different items from totally different monsters. There's something funny about that, which I don't hate. It's a little bit annoying, and improving upon it would be better for inventory management, picking up items that you need, stuff like that, but... I feel like Zone 3 is the most likely candidate. Which maybe I should have gone to it first, but... Ah, it's here. It's so weird how big Glavenous is. Oops, I missed. Rude. Ugh. Just give me a garbage hitbox on paintballs at least. Like, let me hit even though I shouldn't. Like, no one would complain about generous hitboxes on paintballs. I mean, definitely some people would complain about generous hitboxes on paintballs, but I think most people... No, I myself probably would. If it was just how it was, it would probably be something I'd be like, I probably shouldn't hit that every time I did. It wouldn't be a legitimate complaint though, it would be just, that's funny. I think the amount of damage there is acceptable. That was just a funny looking hit. It's to the... If I didn't jump roll, if I was able to roll like a normal human being, I would have been able to dodge how I intended there. Which was get underneath them and you're safe. One, two. I like Glavenous. I think it coming back again could be fun. Like, I mean, Gammoth hasn't come back. I don't know if it would I don't think I would miss it. One, two. Because I don't think Gammoth is a very fun fight. Maybe they could change it in a way that would make it fun. But I think it would need a lot of fundamental changes to make it interesting without losing the entire aesthetic. And like that might be too much. That's fine. I don't know. Like Glavenous, I mean all the three of the Fated Four except for Gamma, that should have hit me. The hit before felt a little weird that it hit me. It definitely did hit me. That hit there 100% should have hit. Like Glavenous, Mizutsune, both of those I think are great enough to be brought back. Aslos as well. Forgot about Aslos. Those are all fun. Yeah, it's just kind of a big AoE spamming fight, which is not my favorite type of fight. When you don't have like super iframes like a Dark Souls game. Dark Souls iframes work well with AoE spam. Like I never found people complained about Elden Ring for AoE attacks on bosses. You just roll through it and it works. For pretty much all of them. But like in this, where you don't have 4,000 iframes, it's more like 200 and whatever iframes, I think. If I'm being close to the real numbers that I think exist. It's definitely not 4,000. 600 would be 60 FPS, 600 frames of invulnerability would be a lot. I should do this. Ooh, that was that was full luck. Ooh, I broke the tail. I didn't cut it, but I broke it. I think that's probably the first step to cutting it. That deserved to hit me. I feel like if I'd gone to the right a little more, I actually would have evaded it. which is weird. Rude. Let me go get this item. What was that? Was that a bite that if I got hit by somehow I would have been grabbed and died? This is one thing that's weird about Glavenous. I don't think it fits its aesthetic. Like the fireball shooting while going sideways and being subtle, like sneaky sort of slide. This to me doesn't feel like it really fits the aesthetic of the big, huge, great sword tail. Deserved. What? I guess it was attacking that Malico? Something good here? Oh, not an attack. Face break? Horn break? Double horn break? I don't know. It's too big to see. Still got the hit at least. Oosh. I'm really wondering how speed-wise Wild will feel. I haven't looked at anything because I don't want to see gameplay before I can actually play it myself. And I mean, even then, even if you see gameplay, you won't necessarily know how it feels. I actually haven't paid attention to potions. I wonder how potions work exactly. Like whether they're half heal than the rest, or if they're the world's same total heal time to full heal, but no initial half heal. Which is something that I will learn in the future. But I didn't even consider it. I didn't think about how the potions might work. And now it crossed my mind that I haven't paid attention to that, and I'm curious now. My assumption is that it would be more world style than Rise. Based on... that looked bad, but I think it's fine. I was hoping to jump over it. I think I was too close to the base of the tail, so the tail was too wide. Goofy. Yeah, it's kind of fun to think. I'm just bad. I should just take a minute. Put the weapon away. Let the dinosaur sit still for a second. It's a really long tail. I also forgot somehow, until yesterday, I just forgot that the whole multi-weapon hunting, like bringing multiple weapons to a hunt mechanic, and I hadn't been thinking at all about what to bring. Like something that crossed my mind was maybe an exhaust weapon and a normal like damage weapon, whether it be raw or elementally appropriate for the monster you're hunting. That feels like it could be a fun setup. A fun setup could also be like they could both be the same weapon, or like a light bowgun for... I don't know if bowguns are good for exhaust. Especially not in Wild, because I don't know if anyone knows for sure if bowguns are good for status, but... I know that in some installments, bowguns were all about status. Or at least light bowgun. It was either status or element, though. And it'll be interesting to see how that whole mechanic feels, like how quickly you can potentially swap Because if you can get on the Sacred and get swapped quick enough, there's a lot more options available. Of course, then there's the question of if you can Hunting Horn and use it to buff and then switch to your actual weapon and keep the buffs up for long enough. That's... Oh! First tail cut on this guy. Wow. Lucky. I haven't succeeded in cutting the Glavenous tail once until now. Like, if you can maintain the buffs from a Hunting Horn, it's probably the, like, definitive best second weapon. Because attack up, defense up, all that type of stuff. Like, even if it's only for the initial, like, every time you have to chase it down, you swap, you buff. You can hit it for a minute with extra attack and stuff. Probably is the best choice. And even, like, it's a blunt weapon, so you could theoretically KO. You could break parts differently. All that added together. Sort of brings it to a safe. Brings it to a different, like, likely optimal sort of option as a secondary thing, which is kind of boring. I think you bringing a weapon just to serve as a secondary is kind of not what would interest me. It would just become tedious to try to buff and then switch off, if that was possible. I don't know if it's known yet. It probably is known if it's possible. But I don't know. Having a weapon that you use for the first start of the fight, exhaust it, switch to something else, is no longer exhausted, switch back to the exhaust, is something that I think I would find a lot more fun. Because then it might not be a 50-50 split between the weapons, but it would be a more balanced split, I think. It would be useless against monsters that can't be... That was a very fortunate timing on the subquest. One hit from the end. I like Glavenous, it's fun. Yeah, like, I don't know. I think I want to try Switch Axe because that's what I've been using for the longest time recently. Charge Blade seems fun. Just because it's Charge Blade, like, has an unfair advantage. Bow could be a fun range weapon to try with the new split shot. Focus attack. Longsword doesn't... I played it a bit in Rise. Doesn't really interest me that much. Dual Blades doesn't really interest me that much. I might give Greatsword a fair chance. With being able to aim it, might make it more interesting. It might actually make it worse. I don't know. Because having to manage aiming could be annoying. It's all about how the controls feel. And that, the focus attack is so bad looking on small monsters on the Greatsword. Just it looks like it'd be great on a long monster, run along its side attacking it. But on a small Chatacabra, it looks terrible. I think there's... I'm forgetting entire... Lance and Gunlance. Both of those could be fun. I don't know how to play Gunlance properly, so... It's probably one of the least likely to be successful. Yeah, sure, it's a reward plus. Location. Like, lance and gun lance could be fun. So, longsword dual blades, no. Lance gun lance, maybe. Hammer is less likely than hunting horn. I don't know how to use tinged meat. I kind of want to try. Place it, see if it interacts with it instead of attacking me. I don't think it does. This is blunt. Oh yeah, insect glaive as a melee. I don't know. Like the bow guns don't really interest me that much. Individually, it's just not that interesting. Insect glaive though, I kind of want to know how it plays. Because the most fun thing about it was being able to bounce in the air forever. If that is indeed gone, I wonder if what it has will be fun. It might be. It might be better. Where you can like bounce into the air, spin towards it, get the hits, land on the ground, and then combo it on the ground better. It's like easier to get into position for the ground combos. And the spinning focus strike. I can't remember if it was focus strike or mount thing. But that attack looked pretty fun. So that could be fun to try. Why? Why is it purple? Normally the colors of these connectors match like halfway, like this, between 2 and 3. It's green halfway, then purple. 3 to 7 is full purple. 7 to 8 is half purple, despite 7 not being purple. Like, is 7 being treated as purple? For whatever reason, despite the fact that it's clearly green? Because the way the colors going out of it are set up suggests that maybe it was purple and they didn't want to fix it. I didn't pay attention to that, and it bugs me now. And this is forever going to be my least favorite map in the game. No, it'll never beat Volcanic Hollow. It will forever be my second least favorite map in the game. Because of that purple. I feel like I must have missed the monster. I really don't feel like a Tigrex is going to be in this lower area. Yep. How did I miss it? 1, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when I was in 3 or 7, it must have moved from 4 to 2. I don't know. Go to 7. That's like, I'm glad that I didn't go to 9, 10, 11 because that's like the last place I'd ever expect it to be. It's pretty unfortunate how it moved in like the one direction. You know, actually no, there's 2 spots that from 4, if it had gone to 6 or 2, I wouldn't have found it. And it's not here anymore. I guess it would go to 6. Because that's where I expect Tigrex to be. There it is. So I put this down and then leave. Will it go towards it? Probably not. That walking. Oh, it's so goofy looking. I give up. I'm gonna place this near it, see if it attacks it. It probably won't. I just want to see if it does. It does not. Because if it did, it would have by now. That was a very quick spin. Very quick runaway for no reason. What is it doing? Is it eating? No, there's nothing on the ground there to eat. There's no, like, point of interest representing a dead animal. Ah, shoot, wrong button. Time wasted. I feel like this should be a weird excuse to the normal mounting. You should take damage when a Tigrex roars. When mounted. Because of, you know, the Tigrex roar damage. I think it would be fun. It would be real awful. Gameplay-wise, it'd be really annoying, but it would be fun. From an aesthetic perspective. Spinny boy. I was hoping he would do something that wouldn't attack me when flashed like that. That hitbox is bad. That's for sure. That animation to that bite is weird to me. I should be attacking with front legs, I think. Kind of like Barrier. Where it's good to injure the front limbs because it messes with their running, maybe? I should not have jumped there. I clearly hit air. Too slow. And I couldn't. It went for a roll, not a Superman. Oh, interesting. He can go for that much sooner than I expected. Because he was clearly done with his charges. Find him very, he's not the hardest monster, he's just kind of annoying. Yep, spin. I think if I'd been like a fraction of a second sooner, I would have been able to bounce off and not take damage there, not get knocked down. No, good free heal. This is a monster where having an exhaust weapon and then a secondary damage weapon would be very nice. Because I think exhausting a Tigrex is very beneficial. On the assumption that it is actually weak to exhaust. Might not be. Oh, we missed. Barely. I mean, it clearly has eyes that would have been hit by that there, but... because its eyes are on the sides, and it was hit on the side, not the front, but... it's one of the funnier mount animations. Or, attempts to escape. Yeah, no, that... I was gonna say, prior to that roar, the green animation's not correct. The green, you know, monster biting thing on the bar, input, starts moving a lot faster than it should while still being green. Like, it moves it faster than it did when it was red at the very start of that mount. Like, at the start of that mount when it was red, it was moving pretty slowly. And the green was moving faster than when it was red, which shouldn't happen. kind of like the animation on the charge in this game a lot more than in Rise. What the heck are you charging at? Oh, okay. It was trying to charge at me, but it slid too much, so it couldn't get the right angle. That hit feels weird. Fine, it's just weird. You know what, I give up. Yeah, that's fine. What? Oh, random Great Macau? I hate that Tigrex can fly, because that means that I do actually need to make sure that I properly paintball it. I'm about to get hit by a Macau. Or not, because he's a wimp. Picking on the small cats and not me. I do like this song. I think Tigrex is, assuming this is Tigrex's theme, it's not bad, it's just kind of, It doesn't really feel distinct. The Great Macau, despite being a Great Macau, actually has like a distinct feel to fighting it. This is just, oh, loud noise. Which fits. That just kind of, it fits Tigrex to a T. Oh, loud noise, but that doesn't make it a fun song. I got the energy charge, which was kind of what I was hoping for there. Okay, that's exhaustion setting in, I think. Good. Except kind of terrible timing on that because he just got knocked down, which means that I lost a ton of knockdown duration. That should have hit me. Because I'm pretty sure timing-wise... Yeah, that red is slower than the green was. Initially. It takes a while to ramp up, but still. It's gonna be weird. I wonder how the mounts are gonna work. I mean, I think the mounts are sort of world-style mounts in Wilds. I just kind of wonder how that's gonna feel compared to this style. Whether it will be better or just kind of there. I need to eat. That's leaving? Good. I have a tail to carve. Macau, don't get in the way. Very spiky. This huge, sharp tip. Great Macau is such a low-level monster. He's so slow by comparison to... Like, he just sits there, doing nothing. I was able to carve a Tigrex tail, eat a ration, heal, and it didn't even try to attack me. I should have taken longer. I hate that. I hate that transition effect where you jump down. Oh, the monster's charging you before you've even hit the ground. And there's nothing you can do about it. I could have ran away and I wouldn't have been stunned. So the getting stunned there was my own fault. I'm gonna be happy not dealing with zones and having to load screen between them. I'm really looking forward to it. I could just play World instead. I'm enjoying this game a lot. I don't dislike this game. I just am looking forward to not having to deal with zone transitions for like 2 days, 4 days, whatever. It's gonna be, well, actually it's only gonna be like 3 days at most. Just die? Just stop attacking. Give up. Because you're gonna lose. Like, you have no chance. I am somehow an immortal hunter who won't die. I have 2 lives. I have 3 lives. No, I have 2 lives left. I'm still on my first life. I have 2 more. And even then, I just don't. It's just kind of. Yep. I just want this to be over with because it's just a Tigrex. I don't even need items from it. I'm a bit. It just won't stop. It just keeps charging. This is why exhaust is probably really nice. That was a bad hitbox. It was a bite and it somehow hit me. I hope the hitboxes are perfect in Wilds. I bet they're not. It's almost certain there's gonna be at least a few terrible hitboxes. Terrible in a relative sense, like terrible for it being a game, a new game. Not terrible compared to like some of the hitboxes in older games. That's what will be it for today. I could do maybe one more, but I think it's about time to wrap up. It's a lot of quests to clear. Only a few of them are kind of bad. There's only like 3 or 4, maybe 5? Not including Prowler quests that I would say are bad quests. Like the duplicate normal monster hunts aren't great. Like they shouldn't really duplicate them as much as they do. Or they did. But putting that aside, basically any large monster hunt is fine. Volcanic Hollow Uragan is awful. But that's specific. What am I gonna get? Hunter art? What hunter art could it be? I can try to guess. I mean, it's a roaring monster. I don't know any roaring hunting arts. Unhinged Spirit. That fits. Sad I still don't have Demon Riot 2. I think once I get Demon Riot 2, I will go and try to use Striker style again for a bit. But since I don't have Demon Riot 2, I have no reason to use Striker style over Aerial. But here's where I will stop. It was fun. I'm really looking forward to Monster Hunter, the demo for Monster Hunter Wilds, because it'll be a good way to know for sure if it's gonna be fun. Because I think the most they can, well, no. There's a couple ways they can mess up the full release. They could have an equivalent to the Rampage quests, and I personally would not enjoy that if it was like half the game was Rampage quest type things. That would be awful. I don't think they'll do that. I don't think they'll do anything equivalent. I think it will mostly just be a Monster Hunter game where you hunt monsters. But they could mess it up in a way like that that would make me dislike it. And as long as the demo runs fine, hopefully the full game will run fine. Hopefully there's no like demo runs great, full game runs terrible scenario. That will be the future. It will be unknown. So, that's it for today. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.